Live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios, it's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Look at that back. We're a three-person crew this morning.
This is a shock for everyone, I'm sure.
What do you mean?
No, we don't. I don't think in our year and a half we've started the show with the guests.
Oh, well, and I told, so the owner of this place comes in earlier. Oh,
Right.
wow, Mike never brings in guests. That's
Right.
because I only bring in big timers.
Yeah, it's got to be. You got to be worthy.
Yeah, we're not just going to roll a guest in here. So happy Monday for those that watch this thing live. I'll tell you, Chief, right off the top, 95% of the people that watch our show watch it after it's over. Just like we all watch shows.
Yeah.
So we have a decent amount watching now, but by tomorrow it'll be like over 1,000. So welcome. Good morning. Welcome.
morning.
It is Monday.
Good morning.
We have a very cool guest in here. Probably have a longer show than normal.
Of course.
I promised that I would let you go after about right at 30. Okay. Just and your phone.
She might have some important things to do, Mike.
Right. Like
You know?
and we're doing this show on a Monday, which means like, is this the first thing you've done to start your day?
No.
Okay.
Are you crazy?
Okay. All right. So let me just introduce. This is Valerie Frausto, Chief Valerie Frausto, the new-ish chief. It's been since November now. Of the San Antonio Fire Department. It is Valerie Frausto, the chief. That's probably the last time I'll say Valerie.
Thank
The
you.
rest of the show, it's going to be just chief.
No,
Just
doesn't bother me one
just
bit.
chief. I love talking to like bosses, high level people, but I get a little nervous doing it too. So bear with me.
Same.
No, it's
Same.
no, it's
Now
a
I know
badge
you're
on
fine.
your shirt. So we'll just pull back the curtain. The chief was kind enough to say yes to be a judge at our barbecue this year.
Oh,
where I
okay.
met her.
I was wondering. Okay.
And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get this woman on the show, and I have not talked to you since that day. I've
Right.
talked to your people,
Uh-huh.
and I remember I invited you personally that day. I think
You
it'd be
did.
cool to have you come on, and you seemed receptive to it. And then that was it. And all of a sudden, your people contacted me a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, oh, she fought. Oh, because a lot of times people they want to in the moment.
Yeah.
They'll say, yeah, sure, I'll come on. But then you don't hear from them, and that's okay. You get busy, and you have to follow up. Y'all followed up with me, and I appreciate whoever that y'all was.
Oh, yeah.
So thank
I
you
made,
to
I
your
made
people.
sure of it.
All right. So do you have like people? Because you showed up
do.
this morning alone. I thought you might have like a entourage,
No.
guards, this
I-
kind of thing.
No, I fly solo.
Okay.
No, I was just coming from the office and
Okay.
had some stuff to take care of this morning.
Okay.
And yeah, but going back to the barbecue, you were such a nice guy. I felt like we went way back, and that was the first time I had ever met you. So
Thank you,
Chief,
Chief.
don't
That's
lie
good.
to
Thank
him.
no,
you,
really.
man.
And
He's
then
a
when
nice
I got
guy.
back to the office, I'm like, hey, make sure we follow up
Oh,
with this guy.
thanks.
'cause
No, I
wanna keep
appreciate
in
that.
touch with him.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, how was the barbecue?
It was delicious.
It was, right?
What did you
Good
judge? What was your
barbecue.
what
Brisket.
Oh, very good. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
The best.
You're
That
like-
was my
good.
top choice, and I got it, so I was happy.
Okay.
You're like, if I'm gonna come out, you got to put me with the brisket,
Yeah.
well,
not
and-
with the beans.
And
No.
that's exactly what I
like-
said. If we're going to have the chief come be a judge, give her brisket. We'll make sure she's down with beef,
Yeah.
and then give her brisket.
And I love ribs just the same, but
Uh-huh.
then I'd probably walk away with all this meat on
You
my
were
teeth.
full.
and-
How full were you leaving though?
Oh, I was full.
Oh,
Yep,
man.
Yep.
Well,
I didn't want
look.
brisket for another week or so.
Well, thanks for coming in here.
Sure.
You're kind of new-ish. I mentioned so you became official November the 1st.
Right.
And gosh, it's already June now, so you're not really
7
new
months.
anymore. Does it feel like you've been with the department for 25 years almost?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
does it at this point there's no newness to the job anymore at this point, right? It's
No.
just it's your day. It's your
No.
life
Right.
now. It's your
Oh.
life.
No, there's
Interesting.
no newness. I'm actually surprised it's been as long as it has, because it does fly by. But it's just like take care of one day at a time, and it's been good. It doesn't feel like any different from where I was before.
Okay.
I guess because I've been command staff for quite some time, and
Right.
probably since way back 2015 or so.
Yeah, the resume speaks for itself. But take us through your day, like of what you can tell us.
For real,
take us through.
Like what is?
Take us through the Chief's day.
Let's say a normal day,
Right.
not something insane over the
Right.
top. Like
Oh,
what's a
yeah.
normal day?
I do a lot of meetings, and I spend probably 75% of my time at City Hall.
Okay.
I meet with the city manager and deputy city manager quite a bit. And then I meet with my senior staff from time to time. But every day is, face to face with senior staff, or I'm running to City Hall back and forth probably 2-3 times a day. So, yeah, the 8 hours goes by very quickly.
How many employees? 2,000 or something like that, I'm guessing?
2,000, right?
Yes.
I read 2,000.
Yes.
Golly.
I know.
That's why you have so many meetings. And, okay, because I don't honestly, I think everybody, when they're a little kid, well, all the kids I knew, at some point there's at least a time in our lives where I want to be a firefighter.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
And so you actually are one. But he mentioned your resume, so we did a little digging on you this morning, knowing you were coming in here, just to see all the stuff you had done. How long were you? You started rising up the ladder. You've had like 39 jobs within the department.
No, literally.
So
I was like, wow.
How long were you just a firefighter before you got into management and moved on?
Well, I was a firefighter for 5 years.
Okay.
And I wanted that solid foundation. So that's why everybody, senior officers at the time when you're new, they have all these words of advice, and they're like, hey, just get a good foundation, stay a firefighter at least, a few years to kind of just get that under your belt, and it'll help you moving forward. So that's exactly what I did.
So you knew early on you did want to move up that ladder, yeah?
I did.
Okay.
I never imagined fire chief, though.
Right.
You did?
I thought I'll be happy with fire captain. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of those gigs where you don't really dream about that. There's
No.
only one of you,
Right.
It just kind of happens. When did you realize, oh shit, I might want to be in chief? Like, when did was there a time? Or was there a day, a moment, like, wow, I think I'm going to be the chief?
It wasn't until the applications were due and I had that deadline fast approaching.
Right. And you had to figure that you were like a leading candidate and it was cool because they hired from within. We didn't go bring in no offense to anybody who ever has this position.
The wording they
No,
used was suitcase.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They
You
don't-
remember that?
They don't want to bring in a
Suitcase chief,
suitcase chief.
yes.
Right.
Oh, right. Someone who comes in, spends a few years and bails.
Yeah.
You're local. You're Puerto San Antonio.
Yep.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up by Medical Center area.
Okay.
So pretty close to 410 in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd you go to high school and all that business?
Incarnate Word High School.
Okay.
Yeah.
My girlfriend went to Incarnate Word.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't like asking people how old they are.
No, you don't ask a lady how old she
Goodness.
is. We're not doing
Especially not on the show.
Yeah, we're not
No,
doing that.
some-
Chief.
No, it really
But
is. It's probably
I'm
already out there.
I'm
It's not a big
50.
deal.
So
Well, it's different.
I'm ballpark,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Say, okay. all
Very,
right.
very close.
Okay,
About a
okay,
year
okay.
off.
All right. All right, cool.
We'll
All right.
do it.
Just how we are.
I'm never coming back here again.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
see?
kidding.
That's okay.
I'm
My
just
goodness.
joking.
No, that's
I'm just
okay.
joking. No, it's out there. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, your business is out there, though. That's what happens when you become the chief.
Mm-hmm.
Your business gets put out
Oh
there.
yeah. For
Oh
sure.
gosh,
You have
it's
to.
weird,
Yeah,
right?
it
When
really
you
is.
you open a store and you're like, gosh,
Yes.
it feels invasive, right? You kind of
Yeah.
feel like, oh, let me put some clothes on. This is weird, but a part of your story, though, that I found interesting was, and I wonder if that was ultimately why you decided to. The recruiter was a female, and you said, well, if she can, it's
Yeah.
a Rolling Oaks Mall, and you said, well, if she can, then I can. Obviously, it had been a part of on your mind, but then
Oh,
you
yeah,
see
for
this
sure.
female recruiter. Was that the ultimate, like, okay, you know what? The universe has pushed
It
me over the
was.
edge.
It was it was the tipping point for sure. And I always dreamed of being a firefighter.
Okay,
but
so that you
never
had
thought it was possible because everybody, when I'd say it just to my family or friends, they'd
Oh,
look
you're
at me like I was
100 pounds.
crazy. Like
Right.
you're a girl, you can't be a firefighter. So yeah, it took seeing somebody in uniform and them being a little bit smaller than I was.
Oh, she was smaller than you?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait,
Right.
you're like,
And then I
okay.
thought, oh man, this is possible.
I'm a girl dad, so that's inspiring for me.
Okay,
I got 3
okay.
girls. So yeah, it's inspiring for me
Yeah.
to see it's important for, especially women to see other women in positions like that. Because like you were saying the whole time, even your own family, like, girl,
Yeah.
go get me a soda. You can't be no
Yeah.
firefighter. You know what I mean? So it's important.
Right.
You
No,
you probably get, like I was gonna say, there's probably a, like, how much do you, like, I don't want to beat you down this morning by talking about being female,
hmm
but it is, it is what it is. That's what happens when you're the first of something.
Yeah.
We cover sports. Becky Hammond was the first female coach in the NBA
Hmm.
as an assistant coach, and she even in her Hall of Fame speech, she mentioned Pop. It's like, Pop, I know you didn't hire me because I'm a woman, but you did do something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
So I mean, do you feel like you still feel the weight of that, or are you over that part, the whole chick firefighter thing, who's now boss lady? Are you over that? You get tired of
It's
talking
something
about
that I
that?
don't think I'll ever get over.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's always going to be your
It-
thing.
Yeah.
You're the first,
hmm
but there's got to be days where it's like, okay, cool. We don't have to talk about this all the time.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, and I hope this doesn't come off wrong because when people say, "Hey, you're the first fire chief or female fire chief,"
Hmm.
I think to myself, "No, I'm just the next fire chief that just happened to be a woman."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that will follow me forever, but
Mhm.
every day is a struggle because every day you feel like people are watching you very closely, scrutinizing your
different.
every move. I mean, women think differently than men, so we just have a different perspective and different approach on things. So
Mhm.
I think that's something that it's just a thing, and that's okay too because I know that I, got past that, and I think it's huge.
Yeah.
And the other thing, though, if you don't focus on that and just focus on the qualifications,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like that's why the whole, and I'm not right or left. I'm just a right or wrong guy. That's why the whole DEI thing was dangerous because before you look into the resume, you just, oh well, they hired her because she's a woman. No, just go look at the resume before you open your mouth, and then
Yeah.
we won't even discuss male female. We'll
Right.
just discuss if you let's not put up male or female on the resume.
Yeah.
And then you tell me if this person is qualified, and if you
Mhm.
look at it, you're more than qualified. So I get where you're coming from, but it's a tough spot for you to be in, and I deal with it because I'm a black man. Where you're proud of it,
hmm
but at the same time you're like, no, I'm just the chief.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I see. I'm sure there's days where you're like, yeah, I am.
I know.
And then there's
yeah,
days where
exactly.
like, no, I'm just the
true.
next
For
chief.
sure.
Leave me alone. So I get where you're
Yeah.
coming from when you say that's tough to word it.
Yeah.
Because we deal with it in sports where it's like, oh, well, this is the first time in the Super Bowl has been 2 black quarterbacks. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
damn, that's cool. But they're just quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So I'm on both sides of the fence. So I
Yeah.
get where you're
Yeah.
coming from.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm on neither one of those sides,
You're
but
fine.
I'm curious about it. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to harp on this entire interview, but like the chief of Los Angeles, she took a lot of shit
She did.
after the fires at Palisades, and of course, no one says it until something happens in the city that's catastrophic.
Yeah.
Well, she just got that job because she's that woke liberal culture out there in California. That's the only reason why she's in the chief.
hmm
And I'm not trying to curse
Yeah,
too
no,
bad.
I
man,
know.
don't do
Dude,
that.
being a quarter of the city caught on fire.
Right.
It's a lose for probably any chief at that point. She dealt
It
with something
is.
horrible, but of course that only gets brought up. Of course, you said you feel it on a day to day, but from the outside, no. It's amazing, first female fire chief. Oh, the Palisades are on fire. Oh, you only got the job because you're a woman. It's almost like
Yeah.
you're in a lose sometimes. You
Yeah.
feel that?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about last week when it floods in San
Oh,
Antonio.
man. Last week was a tough week.
Was last week a tough week?
It really was a tough week. Not only did we have the floods, but it was the first meeting with the mayor elect,
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
and then there was a lot going on. There was a whole lot going on. There
Yeah.
were some other things working in the background that really don't matter, but it was like just everything came together that 1 week.
It's been. I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
how's it going so far? And then I was going to. I was going to say, was last week the busiest week of the job so far?
For sure.
By far, because
For
I
sure.
I totally forgot about the new mayors.
Oh yeah.
So you had to sit down and meet with the mayor. You got to meet her.
hmm
How was that?
It was good. I can tell she asked a lot of really good questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I can tell that she's curious about what we're doing for special populations or vulnerable groups, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. So I think she's at the top of her game, and
Mm-hmm.
she's going to expect us to be at the top of our game, but that's okay because we're
You are.
yeah, I think our city is like awesome when it comes to police, fire, all the directors, other city departments. Everybody's very focused and committed.
Do y'all have a role in this past weekend as far as like, we had a bunch of going on downtown with protests? Y'all have a role in that at all, or is that
Yes.
what's y'all's role in that?
That was, well, it takes a lot of monitoring.
Okay, so y'all monitoring it.
Yes,
Gotcha.
and we coordinate and support PD in everything.
Just in
So,
case.
Yes, yes. So we have a MSOU, Medical Special Operations Unit, and a fusion center that is coordinating constantly with PD, making sure that we're monitoring the crowds and making sure there's adequate exits, depending on if it's like a fenced-in area or or just support.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I don't think most people. We've talked because we looked at all the different gigs you've had within the department. I don't think most civilians, we don't realize that
No,
the
I just thought it was just the
hierarchy.
guys. I thought y'all just go, put out fires and go save people and save cats.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize how many positions were
No,
within
it's a
the
massive.
department.
But there's,
Yeah, I
like you
didn't
said,
know.
there's 2,000 employees, so we have
Right.
all these different departments and people that run these departments. I don't think the average person understands the hierarchy involved in running a department the size of ours in this town. It's like, at what point you go from firefighter and then you like moving up? When does it move into now I'm kind of a political figure?
Right.
Ooh,
When does that take
Good
over?
question.
That is a good question. I would say not until fire chief. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you didn't have to worry about, you're not meeting with Eric Walsh and the mayor in the previous job until this one.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, we were there, but more as a subject matter. If the chief needed, information that he wasn't really in the weeds, then we were there to answer those questions. But now, I mean, it's something that I could definitely feel the change once I was in the seat.
Yeah.
Because really, it is the hot seat, and you have to just be mindful of how you act, what you say, and it's totally different.
Do you get to disconnect, or do you or are you taking the job home more? Do you get to disconnect at all? Do you ever get to turn it?
No.
No,
No.
turn off.
No way. No
I was
way.
gonna say, I just asked.
That's tough.
I'll bring this up since I asked you right before the show. It's like, when do you pay your bills or walk your dog or I don't know, hang out with your wife, go to the pool, watch movies? Do you?
He hangs out
I was
with
gonna-
Rusty.
Yeah,
I was going to
She hangs
ask,
out with
do you
I love my
look at you
Rusty.
knowing the name of the dog,
Yeah,
Mr. Prep over
yeah.
here.
Of course, you gotta be ready for the chief
Like,
comes
do you
in.
like to say, okay, Tuesday from 8 to 10, I'm turning? You can't turn the job off, but I'm going to put the job to the side.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
conscientiously?
Sometimes, well, actually, I have to. Like, I just recognized this last week with the protests going on,
Right.
and all the other stuff with the flooding and monitoring weather conditions. Yeah, I had to this weekend say, okay, Sunday, it's the day that I'm going to spend at home because I need to catch up on stuff. I need to give some attention, to the dog and the wife.
Sure,
Poor
absolutely.
Rusty.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
know,
don't like
right?
your new job, Mom.
Yeah. So I have to set time aside because during the week there's no time to pay bills. I have to have everything on auto pay and
Oh, I can't do auto pay, Chief.
yeah.
I might not. It might not be in there, and I'll be
Yeah.
negative. I can't do auto pay.
yeah.
But
And I'm a neat freak. I used to love to
Are you?
clean. It actually
Okay.
is helps me de-stress. And now I have to pay for somebody to clean the house because I don't want to put that on anybody else.
Right.
what?
Yeah.
You watch TV, you watch sports, you watch the news. What's
I
your
love
go-to?
sports.
You do.
I
What's your
love-
team?
oh,
Who's your
yeah.
football team?
Oh, I know. I'm gonna get.
No,
some-
we're Cowboy
it's
fans.
Cowboys. Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you know?
We're from San Antonio.
You know,
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
you know what sucks? This is where we are as Cowboy fans.
Yes.
Because I am too. But
We
I
hate to
also
say
am
it out loud.
we've gotten to the point where it's like, oh, I hate to say it. Why would we're in Texas?
Exactly.
Everyone's a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
I mean, 80%.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like, oh, yeah,
We're not
Cowboy
gonna talk
fan.
about it.
You know why? It's because being a Cowboy fan is like being in a toxic relationship that you can't get out of. Right?
That's true.
It's
I guess
unfortunate.
so. I love I love the Cowboys. I have since I was a kid, and I love the Astros.
Oh, your
Okay.
Stros. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and I love softball. I was following the the College World Series.
You were happy to
Okay.
see UT win?
And, oh yeah, yeah. I was happy to see 2 Texas teams, but yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
for
That
sure the
was awesome.
Longhorns. I'll go to a game once in a while.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
cool. Very good, guys.
Mhm.
You went to A&M San
San
Antonio,
Antonio.
Yes,
right?
I did.
So I guess it's the A&M system,
right.
but you don't consider yourself an Aggie.
No.
Okay.
Certainly do not.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with
Hook
the
'em.
Aggies.
No.
Nothing
Hook 'em,
wrong with
hook
the, yeah, nothing wrong with the Aggies, but yeah.
Well, very good. So, all right. What about what? We're just all over the place. You see how prepped we are. We like to shoot the bull.
No, that's.
What
that's
about
right.
this job? Because you said it's not new anymore, but what, 8 months on almost? What? Anything about the gig that you're like, wow, I didn't expect this. I didn't know that. What's the surprising thing about the job?
Gosh, that's a tough question. I think it's over the years. There's always been somebody else that you give the information to, and then it's
Mhm.
somebody else's decision. So now you're kind of like, oh yeah, it's me. I got to make this decision.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Everybody's
So
looking at you like,
that's
why y'all looking
yeah,
at me?
I
Like,
know, right?
you
So
got
that's different. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, fire department, it's all like teamwork, no matter what level you are. We are in the department together for, 20 plus years, and people I work with on day to day, I've known them since I was in the academy or
Wow.
shortly after.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the
So we're all
delegating
like-
part, you're like, oh God, I delegated that. Please take care of that. You have a lot of
No.
faith that these things
Yes.
get done.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't be in that position and not delegate.
No.
You'll go crazy.
No, there's a brand new command staff, and I trust them. They're all very good.
Okay, cool.
Let's get to know Chief. What's a movie you watch every time you flip and pass and it's on,
Oh,
and you'll
my-
stop down and watch it?
Believe it or not, my favorite all-time movie is Urban Cowboy.
Ah,
Give me some.
yes.
Give me some. Give me some. Are you more? Are you got some sissy in you?
Yeah, yeah.
I love sissy
Well,
and Bud.
Yeah,
So-
I know. So do I. I can. I
Yeah.
know every word to that movie too.
Have you ridden a mechanical bull?
I have. Yeah.
Where?
Gosh, where was that? I don't even remember where I was. That's odd. But I know I have ridden
Okay.
one.
So my mother used to have a
Yeah.
T-shirt that said, "I rode the mechanical bull at Gillies
Oh,
in
cool.
Pasadena."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because my mom was in that urban cowboy craze that when it came
Yeah.
out, 80, 81,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
my mom was a wild lady.
Yeah.
And they would go up to Houston all the time to go to Gillies before that movie came out. So when it came out, it was like the coolest thing ever
Right.
Yeah.
of the locals that went to that bar
Right.
to have their place depicted like that. All right, so what else do you like? So do you like Urban Cow? Why is it Urban Cowboy? What about Urban Cowboy
It's
makes
just a
it your
great
favorite
movie.
movie?
It is a great movie. It's just a great story, and then it's kind of weird because it's not a love story, really.
You don't think so?
It kind of is, but then there's a little domestic violence
Well,
going
I know.
on.
I promise
A little.
I'll never hit you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's just because I also like country music,
Okay.
so I like the music.
Mm-hmm.
That was gonna be
I
my
like
next
the
question.
fiddle, and
Okay.
Your favorite
Yeah.
place to
What
eat in San Antonio?
oh,
You gotta be careful. And
I know.
these politicians.
Oh, well, she's not saying the other places
Yeah.
stink. She's just saying what's
Yeah.
her favorite spot to eat.
it really depends what I'm in the mood for.
Okay.
But Golden Walk has always been
I
one
love
of my
Golden Walk.
faves.
That's a good one.
And
They got
and
a
I
good
always
dim
like
sum.
going to places, like
The locals.
yeah,
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. Like I like Chris Madrid's.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been around
cheesy.
a long
You're
time.
cheesy.
Cheese, yeah.
Yeah.
See, a
Good
suitcase
cheeseburgers.
chief don't know nothing about
Right.
that.
She's
Golden
got to be
Walk.
from here.
Oh, and I
right?
like Garcia's. They have
Oh,
the enchilada and the brisket
The
taco.
enchilada. That brisket
yeah.
taco is to die
Yeah,
for.
that's good stuff.
Do you
I'm glad
get-
they made it because there was a struggle in there a bit, but they got
Mhm.
over the hump. So I'm glad to see that.
Yeah.
Do you have people that pick up your tab as they
What?
should?
Once in a while.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. They
Yeah.
reckon they know
could
you're
be,
in
you
there.
being modest. You haven't paid for a meal in what?
Oh no,
7
I
months?
have. Yes, I have.
No, I'm kidding.
And then there's a lot of days I don't even get a lunch.
Oh,
I'll,
I was gonna say
right.
eat at the
So you
eat,
just
eat on the
fast
Yeah,
fly.
like I'm so busy, and
Mhm.
it depends. I try to take lunch just so I make sure I have
You take
something
one
at
with
least.
you,
Yeah. What's it like being in charge of so many alpha type people?
It's fun. I like
I
it.
guess you are an alpha type person.
Absolutely.
I am.
I don't think you
People
could be in
don't
that.
think I am, but when you get to know me, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So
Work
okay.
under her, you'll find it. You'll find out.
I went and hung out. Gosh, I'm embarrassed. I should know the number of the station.
Yeah, he hung out. I
went
was
to
going
a-
to bring that up. He hung out at one of the fire stations.
Yeah.
They put him through a workout.
About a year ago or so, I went
Yeah.
to one of the firehouses over on the east side. God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna get shit.
They're
for not
going to
remembering
talk.
the
They're going to
number.
talk about
I
you.
know. What street was it on?
I think
Do
it was
you know?
9. It was
Yeah.
number 9.
Delmar?
I think so. Yeah, right
Mhm.
over here on the east side,
Yeah.
inner east side. It was 9.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
90% sure it was 9. And so we hung out, got the tour, talked about the history of fire. It's an old house.
Yeah.
It's a very historical house. I got to hear the story of like in the, I don't know, 80 years ago, a dude fell through the pole hole. I don't know,
Oh,
the pole
yes,
hole. I'm
yes.
so sorry. What do you call the pole hole?
Oh my!
We sli- we slide
The pole, the sliding pole.
the sliding
Yeah,
pole.
yeah,
A
yeah.
dude, no, a dude fell and killed himself.
Oh,
This is
Why are
decades.
you bringing
ago.
that up?
It's
Yeah,
decades
we're
ago.
bringing that. No, no.
But
go
it
ahead.
was great. It was a good time. They let me get on the truck, and then they put me through a part of the training procedure.
Yeah.
Like I put the whole suit on, carry the stuff, jump through. I did like you had to jump through the window. I
Mhm.
couldn't make it. How
What do you
the-
mean you couldn't get through the window?
No,
I
couldn't
know
get
my
through the
big butt
window.
can't fit through the window. If you couldn't get through the window, I can't get
Only
through the
an
window.
insanely in shape alpha person can become a firefighter. That's an opinion, but I stand on that opinion.
No, you got to
It
have a
is
certain mindset.
rigorous. So anyway, so what's it like? You have all these alphas, and you're the boss of all of them. What you said it was fun because you
Yeah.
are an alpha.
Right.
You enjoy that aspect.
I do.
All right. You feel like
And I love challenges. So.
okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me an example of a challenge that you've enjoyed having, or one that you're like, all right, I got this, or whatever.
God, there's too
There's-
many.
there's
I
a
know you've been on the
thousand.
force
There's
so
probably a
long,
thousand,
but
right.
like recently, anything.
Recently,
Yeah.
I'd probably say just being brand new to the job and
Mm-hmm.
having to get a new command staff.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
definitely
having to
be
have
tough.
those difficult conversations and that be face to face. So that's pretty difficult.
Right. Yeah.
Especially knowing that, you've known these people forever. You're
Mhm.
going to continue working with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe you have to trust and have that. There's a special, bond that you have at
Yeah,
that level. And
sure.
I have to make sure that
There's
it's
just
the right
such
people.
a kinship. You guys just.
There is.
I know. I don't want to offend anybody, but y'all are not a bunch of electricians. You're not a bunch of truck drivers.
Right.
The camaraderie, the frat of it all.
Hmm.
Is there part of you? Forgive the dumb question. Maybe it is. Now that you're in charge, do you feel like, oh, okay, she's boss now? So is there a distancing? Are they scared of you?
That's a good-
Does it
yeah.
change your dynamic? Because you
Actually,
were a
no.
long time member of the union, weren't you?
I was.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about that dynamic of becoming in
I-
charge of all these people who have been your
People
colleagues
treat
all
you
this time.
different, right?
Well, and that's interesting. And I did expect that, but no, I don't. I'm not experiencing that.
Cool.
I
That's
feel like
great.
they treat me just like, I'm one of them, which is great because I don't feel like I'm, way up here and they're way down here. I think they know that I value them. And I mean, these are people that was one fortunate thing that in all the assignments that I've held over the years,
Mhm.
it's been, dispatch and prevention. And so you just get to meet like so many different people.
Mhm.
And I think the word gets around that, I'm down to earth. I'm not out to get anybody. I just, I have high expectations, yes, but as
Yeah.
long as you're doing your job, you're good.
Yeah, because see, if before you, Chief, if I was working with you and every morning I come up to you and talk bleep to you,
Uh-huh.
once you make Chief, I feel like maybe I shouldn't go up to her and talk bleep to
Yeah.
her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if they're normally, hey, Chief,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But now then, oh, she's
Right.
Chief now. I can't talk
Yeah.
crazy. Can't talk crazy to her anymore. And so I know what you meant by does the dynamic change
Right.
a bit? But
Do you still get to hang out with everybody, or are you like you're not this queen in a castle? I mean, you still feel like because you're one of them.
Yes,
You
I
grew up
am.
in this force,
I am.
and so do you visit firehouses on occasion? I mean, you still have lots of buddies that are just firefighters.
Yes.
Okay,
course.
that's good.
Yes.
There's none of this.
No,
this
and
stuff.
I try to go to events and
Mhm.
just anytime there's a gathering, I try to, go. But
Yeah,
just to show my
y'all are a
support.
family for real.
Oh,
you
yeah.
are.
well, yeah,
For sure,
putting
for
their
sure.
lives on the line
Oh,
every day.
yeah.
You're gonna become tight.
And lately we haven't. I mean, there's been a lot going on, and
Mhm.
especially with the new mayor, and
Yeah.
so everything's kind of the normal budget work sessions, all that sort of stuff. It's just been moved up, and I find that I don't have as much time as I initially anticipated to visit stations.
Mhm.
So just recently, a couple weeks back, I told my assistant, hey, you know what? We're going to have to stop. Like, you have to block out my Fridays, and Fridays are going to be my visit the station day.
That's awesome.
Because if I don't do that, then I'm not going to get around to it. Yeah. And I think that's important.
All right.
We got the whole world listening. What do you want the world to know about SAFD?
That we're the best fire department in the country.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
I love that.
I know we are. Yeah.
Bam.
She said
That's
what
The
she-
people,
she
the
said what she
city. I
said.
mean, we rock. We really do. There's so much talent and heart, and it's a tough job, but I really believe that I am very fortunate because I'm chief of the best fire department
I love
That's
that
in the
answer.
nation.
Look,
Yeah.
we could talk for 2 hours. I
Yeah.
promised I would let you go after 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's been 30 minutes. God, I feel like
Yeah.
10.
I know.
Her
It
sisters,
really
her
does.
sister, her
Sucks.
team's about to call you and be
It
like, "Hey,
sucks. No, I know.
she has a 10:45,
Yeah.
sir."
Look, people say this all the time, like, "Yeah, well, we'll have you back on again." We really do, in the future
Absolutely.
at some point down the road. As long as we're doing this show,
Maybe
I
we'll
think
meet at
we
a
No,
can
fire.
this is
Maybe we'll
cool.
meet at a
Be
firehouse
Yep.
and get another tour.
that'd be
It's been a
awesome.
while.
Look,
I would love that.
We're not.
Maybe we could go to the pole hole.
What is the pole?
Oh,
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, no, it's good. We got to be able to give each other crap. Yeah, we got to visit the pole hole.
Well, again, look, I'd love to have you on again. Look, you got. There's, like you said, I would. Oh, we're friends with the fire. How could you not be? You guys are great,
Mhm.
so I appreciate it
Thank
very
you.
much for coming in.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
All
of
right,
course.
okay.
Thank you.
Jose, help her out, please, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Appreciate
Appreciate your
that.
Thank you.
time. Have
Thanks,
a
Chief.
wonderful
I
day.
told you, we're super
Congratulations.
informal. Thank you. I appreciate that. so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Drive
much.
safe. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
All right.
And your office isn't that far, right?
No,
So I didn't
not at
you didn't
all.
have to drive 30 minutes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Right
you.
out thanks a lot. Thank you so much. How about that? Give it up for Chief Frausto, man. Oh, those her keys? Oh, God.
Yeah,
Take care of
those
her.
are hers.
Uh-oh. She
Wait.
took off. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Jose took her keys to her. Dude.
Tough gig.
See you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, my initial reaction. There's no effing way I could do that job. Are you
Who,
kidding
me?
me?
Nah, it's
I-
not for me. I for
Could
because
you
first of all, I couldn't be a
imagine having that
firefighter.
many
first off.
people on your command?
No.
The weight of that, the
And then the
enormity
political
of that
side
job.
of it, once
Oh,
you get
yeah,
there,
for sure.
that's the ass whip.
Oh, for sure. That's the ass.
And then coming into the situation she came into because of the way the other one ended, it's tough. That's a tough way for you to have to come into because now everybody's like,
Yeah.
okay, how do we fix everything? So tough spot to be in.
Yeah. So I had Chief Hood on the radio show once, and he was great. And I wasn't even going to touch on that business.
No,
But it wasn't her job. Wasn't her problem.
that wasn't her. It
The-
wasn't on her watch.
The job became open,
Right.
and she became the person who took it and got it. And I think she's right. And I've read a lot about her since she got the job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have 2,000 people, and not everyone's going to think you're the bomb. That's just the way it goes. But I think for the most part, dude, most
It's a polarizing position.
most
for
of the
sure.
firefighters, they love the fact that one of their own is now the chief, and it's
Right.
not someone from Atlanta or Chicago. It's someone who was homegrown right here in our town. That was kick ass.
It was.
Mhm.
Mike Chick said she's gonna point out all the fire code violations she sees on her way out. In this,
Well,
hopefully, I know Jeff was like, "Damn, Mike, of all people, that's who you bring
the
in."
first
here.
thing I said to Jeff when I told him this morning the Chief's coming in, he's like, "Oh shit, my roof's not finished yet," because they're doing construction on the roof.
Was
But
Steve
it's
G
up
a
to
par-
code,
yeah. Was Steve G a part of the house you went to?
huh?
Was Steve G a part of the house you went to?
He's from Colorado, I believe.
He's from Colorado.
Okay.
because he's a former firefighter.
Okay, yeah.
I remember there was someone in the chat that was at the house you went to.
And it was Animal House. Manuel, you're right. Yeah, Manuel. It was Animal House number 9.
Animal
yeah,
House,
yeah,
okay.
it was Animal House.
They call it Animal House.
Yeah.
Nice.
I believe I'm 99% sure.
It's number 9.
I'm sure I'll get shit if I'm wrong before the end of the day by one of the guys on the force.
They'll
that
text
was cool. Yeah, I'll get DM'd because those dudes don't play around. They can't get shit wrong with those guys. Those
Oh
guys,
no,
but they do it for a living. Shoot.
I don't want that gig.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm so thankful that there is that gig. I couldn't imagine being that gig.
Yeah, I'm not about her, but I would obviously like you told the chief, it's a childhood dream, right?
That's
that part of it,
amazing.
yeah. But that seat, the chief, I don't know if I want that. It's like I don't want to be the president of the United States.
God,
either.
no.
You know what I mean? There's
No.
just certain jobs you're just like, it's so much to deal with. Like she said,
Mhm.
she don't even have time to, clean her own house. Can't turn it off.
Right. And then she mentioned this weekend, I wasn't going to get to the details, but it's like, we had 13 people killed in floods this week. 13.
13?
We're on the cover of every major newspaper in the country. Us and Indian plane wrecks and
It was
war.
mostly Northeast, right?
You got protest, war in Iran, plane crash, San Antonio floods. That's the biggest news stories in the country. And she had to deal with that.
Yeah, she said last week was the toughest week on her.
Dude.
She'd been in the job 7 months. Last week was the toughest week.
By far. All right, so let's reset. Thank you so much to the SAFD and Chief Frausto.
Thanks for
That was
following
cool,
through.
man. That was awesome.
SAFD.
That was
because a lot of
absolutely
times
cool.
when in our business you tell, oh yeah, I'll have my people call you. You never hear from them.
Yeah, but
We
they
never
don't
hear from them.
Yeah, but like I said, in the moment they mean it, but things happen, they get busy, and so it was super cool that SAFD followed back up, and I'm touched. That was really cool to have her on. That couldn't have gone any better. I appreciate it. All right, let's reset. It's in the building, y'all. It's show number 346 from the Texas Cheer Liquor Studios at Pub Sports Radio in Southtown, Texas. And our roof is up to code. We're just goofing. The audio disseminator is Jose Bouquet. Y'all can donate to this program, which a couple of you already have, via the Super Chat and the Buy Me a Coffee link. You can become a member to this thing for just $4.99 a month. You can get a subscription for free to Love You Hard TV and Pub Sports Radio and the Anthem TV app and on down the deal. And a belated Happy Father's Day to you, sir.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Didn't see you on Sunday. Had a great Father's Day. I know you had your daughter's birthday party Saturday too. We went out to Texas Cheer Liquor and I got my dad an engraving.
You got him some tequila, right?
I bought my pops. I got him the Herradura.
You got him the Repo.
I got him the Repo. He is a margarita drinker these days.
Why didn't you put Big Mike on it?
Did you see what I put?
You put Happy Father's Day, Dad, which is cool. I'm not knocking it. I just like Big Mike.
I guess I could have.
Who cares?
Shit, I outweigh him. I got 20 pounds on him. I'm Big Mike. He's in such good shape.
He is.
I'm so proud of my daddy. You know why? He don't drink beer. He drinks margaritas like
margaritas at that,
four
right?
times a year.
Oh, okay.
But he had one with us on Saturday. So I got a very pleasant surprise. So it's Saturday, probably 10 a.m. and my brother calls. Hey, what are you doing? I'm hanging out with the kids. You want some company? Okay, yeah. I figured maybe he was trucking in or something on a route. So me and Dad are sitting there playing golf. We're like, let's go see Mike and the kids. Screw it, let's go. I'm like, okay, y'all come down. So they came and spent the night. And so I had my father in town for Father's Day.
Awesome.
And he got to see the twins, and my brother came, and we went to Andretti up there at the rim, and we went go-kart riding up at the Andretti racetrack, and had a great Father's Day, man. So
yeah,
I hope everybody else did too.
Yeah, we what did we do? Went and had brunch,
and
then I went and played 9 holes of golf until it got. All of a sudden, God was like, "Rudy, you've played enough golf."
Yeah.
Boom. And the skies
you were out there when it hit.
Yeah, and the
yesterday?
skies open. I was so mad. It was a beautiful day. We were having a blast. I was out there with my brother-in-law and his son. My wife was at the pool. It was a resort. So my wife was at the pool with her sister. Mm-hmm. Me and my brother-in-law and his son are on the golf course. Everybody's happy. And then Mother Nature, pulls it to the side and pees on us.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere.
I was like, I didn't think to check the forecast.
It was just about an hour, and it was
gone.
Yeah.
It's fresh, but it was lightning, so lightning on the golf course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They shut it down.
No, I mean, we were in Central Market having dinner when it hit, and there were leaks in the roof. The rain was so
Central
hard.
Market.
Yeah, well, they're redoing the entire place,
so they're not up to code either.
No, food's still great, and it just started leaking.
Yeah.
And I was joking with Nina. I'm like, that fucking roof's about to cave in. I'm gonna run.
Go under there. Get up under there.
I'm gonna run and slide underneath it. They're like, Mr. Taylor, we saw you running toward the fall, and as you were sliding, you were doing the Johnny Manziel cash out symbol. So no, you don't get to sue anybody. No, we love Central Market. We go there all the time. Shout out to Central Market. Had a great weekend. I'm sorry you got rained out at the golf course.
We played 9 holes. That was enough.
All right, very good. Jose, you got that photo? Did you already post it? That one of us at the racetrack?
Yes, I posted it. I can post it.
Oh, there you go. How about that? So that's my brother on the far left. It's my dad in the purplish shirt. That's MJ, my white twin, and that's me. We had a blast. That was fun.
Yeah, I
man.
like Andretti.
That was a lot of
Andretti's
fun.
a good time.
That was a real fun time.
I like Andretti because you don't get to pass anyone, but they time your lap. So you find out who was really the fastest. I love Andretti.
My dad won.
He did?
Yeah. My dad beat us all. Big Mike did. Big Mike. All right, it is in the building. Once again, big thanks to Chief Frausto for coming in and hanging out. That was really cool. Show brought to you in part by Ribaldo Realty Group. There's another picture I sent you, Jose. I'm going to keep it in busy today. I got guest photos.
What other ones?
I got the one of me. The one of Alex and his wife. You got that one?
Yes.
There you go.
Jay
Here we go. Look
Ribaldo,
at that.
baby.
Here we go. So this is Alex and his wife Violet, who got the keys to their brand new house on Friday and moved in officially. An in the building subscriber and his wife. Shout out to Alex and Violet, who moved into their house over the weekend. Great way to celebrate the weekend, just in time for 4th of July. Badass. Congratulations to the latest in the building subscribers to buy a home with the help of our guy, Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate man of In the Building.
Those North Carolina Jays he got on. I see you, big dog.
Oh, that dude, Alex?
Yeah, Alex. I see the kicks, Alex. Are those 11s or 12s, Jose? I think those are 11s.
I don't know.
Okay, those are 11s.
Well, the size?
No, the number of Jordan.
Oh, okay. I don't know shit about.
It's all good.
I don't know shit about.
No,
shoes.
it's all good. Those
I
are
just
one of my favorite ones of all time.
I know cool ones when I see them.
Yeah, those
so
are
that's
fire.
very cool.
Congrats. Thank you.
Congrats, man.
Thank you to your family, and
Yeah.
we expect an invite for the housewarming.
Absolutely. And Jay, that's gonna be another dinner right there.
Jay, we need a dinner. You said once you got the
Yeah.
keys, I need some
At the
protein.
Brazilian steakhouse, man.
I need some
Let's go.
sausage in my mouth immediately.
All right. When he gets back from
Wow.
Philippines, I'm gonna say, hey, yeah, he went home for a couple weeks. When he gets
Couple
back,
weeks.
yeah. Okay.
11s. Adrian
All right.
Robles, he knows shoes are
Okay,
11s.
well, there it is.
Yeah, Legend Blue.
11. All right, so you got rained out, but when you got home, did you get home in time to see the putt?
I did, and you texted me right after. I did see the putt, and I was watching it at the course too. But yeah, once I got home, I saw the putt.
64 feet, 67.
Something like that.
60, I think
It was luck.
I think it was
It was luck, but-
67-foot putt to win the
Open.
U.S. Open.
It's crazy.
A dude called J.J. Spawn.
Spawn is a great last name.
It's a
by the
great
way.
name. Whose only career victory before yesterday was the Valero Texas Open.
Yep, he was a winner here in our own town.
A couple of years ago. Battled diabetes, had yips issues, had self-doubt problems, had to go to a psychiatrist. One of these these all-world talent, big old overthinker,
Yep.
got diabetes, battled through that health issues with that and learning to cope with that, and never really thought he'd get over that hump, and not even sure if he'll ever win another tournament again. But he wins the effing U.S. Open, and he does it with a 67-footer on 18 on Sunday to win the title.
Great.
Mind-blowing.
Love. I mean, first of all, the some of the scores that I saw. We're gonna stay on Spawn, but some dudes finished at like plus 26,
Yeah.
plus 20. This is
U.S. Open,
that
man.
was a bit much. That was a bit much. But with Spawn, the call game from 67 feet,
incredible.
never forget it, man. So
Dancing
shout
in
out
the
to-
rain with his caddy and the umbrella.
yeah, wife there with the kids.
That was incredible.
Great scene, man.
Dad
Great
was
scene.
there. That was so badass. L.A. guy, lives in Arizona, but just busted his ass. He's like 32, 33 now.
Yeah.
He's just one of these guys that has the talent, should have won more, and had 4 bogeys on the front nine
When the course is
yesterday.
playing like that, everybody
Yeah.
really has a chance.
The field
Like if
came
you can
back
keep
to
it,
him,
if
and
you
he
can keep it
clutched
in the
out.
fairway, you got
Mhm.
a chance, and
All right.
he did that.
So what's the most clutch thing that you can do in sports to win a title? I mean, what's that equivalent? That's the equivalent of what? The kid at Villanova hitting the 3 to win the Natty for
Well,
Villanova?
67 feet is.
I mean, come on. That's like a
yeah,
half-court
yeah,
shot
that's half court.
to win a
that's
title.
like,
That's like San Antonio Jay.
I swear to God on everything. I was gonna say Jay winning
I'll be
state
damned.
at the buzzer. Chris Ross plays in the Philippines. I don't know if he's retired or not, but C. Ross plays in the Philippines, half court to win state. To win state.
I mean, yeah, that's like what Spawn did was the most clutch thing you could do in sports.
My whole high school, John Tyler returning a kickoff at the buzzer to win state, to go to state. So, yeah, there's a lot, man.
Keith Smart hit a jump shot to win the title for
Keith
Indiana.
Smart, that's a big one. That's a big one. Damn.
That is, man, that's JJ Spawn. I don't even know if we'll remember this name. It's one of the most. It's tied for the most clutch thing I've ever freaking seen in my life.
Considering it was for a major too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like making a three to win the NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's the NBA Finals. Yeah, it's got to be going yard. Joe Carter,
walk off to win the World Series.
That's Joe Carter.
Good call. 95.
Yeah,
I want to say 93, 94.
Somewhere in there.
Mid-90s.
Joe Carter going yard to win the World Series.
Of Heiko's own Mitch Williams of the Phillies. Damn. Music City Miracle. That was huge.
It wasn't in the Super Bowl.
But it was.
Though.
It didn't win. This won the title. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
It was up there with all-time greats, man. Just clutch to win a title, dude. I mean, it was as baller as it gets.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he even had processed it yet. Yeah, watching he hugs the caddy, and he's just like,
what just happened? Tears. Did I just win the U.S. Open?
And even I stuck around. I wanted to watch because there were still guys playing when he did that,
right?
And so I wanted to watch the ceremony when he came out, and he was just shocked.
And again, golf is
going through the motions.
Right. And golf is so hard. We may never hear from him again.
Right.
It's so hard. I
right.
mean, we were sitting. You and I were. I don't remember where we were, but we're out at Line and Rose because we're doing some promo stuff. Mm-hmm. And Jason Day popped up on the TV, and you're like, man, I thought he was gonna, be, you know what I mean? So, Brooks Koepka had his run. Spieth had his run. So golf is so hard. We may never mention Spawn's name again. That's why it's so emotional, because they understand that.
Right. So many guys make names for themselves, make decent money, qualify for the tour, stay on tour for years.
Right.
I mean, but golf is the most brutal when it comes to David Duval.
Oh,
that guy won 11 tournaments in 18 months.
Then got vertigo and
hasn't won since.
Right.
And now he's just an on-course broadcaster, I think. Plays in a few tournaments. He completely lost it, like a goaltender or a kicker. Ricky Fowler was supposed to be a great golfer. He's never won a major.
I think
he's won a few
No, he got
tournaments.
The players. He won the players,
okay,
right? Yeah.
But he got all that hype and had all the clothing brands and wore the crazy clothes and all
Puma.
that shit, and has never won anything.
Mm-mm.
So many guys have just come and gone. Jordan Spieth is just another golfer now, which is insane. It's Sergio Garcia took forever to break through. Phil Mickelson took forever to break through.
So is that also a Jag?
Who's that? Jag? Who?
Just another golfer.
Yeah. Jordan Spieth is just another guy. He's just a guy out there on tour.
Yeah.
He's just another tour hacker. It's crazy, but he is
supposed to be. Koepka too. Koepka was on fire.
What happened to Brooksy? Royd's got to him finally.
Golf.
Yeah, golf got to
Golf.
him. Holy shit, golf got to him. All right, we're getting ready to celebrate a birthday. 13th birthday party.
Yeah,
it's that time. They got it coming down at the Rector location behind North Star Mall, one of the 5 in town that all support this show. But this week and next, we're focusing on the Rector locale right behind North Star Mall. 13-year anniversary party they're having, Rudy, here in a couple of weeks.
That's next Thursday, not this Thursday. This Thursday's Juneteenth.
26th.
26th, man. Gonna be good time. Vendors, door prizes, giveaways, appearances, DJs, and complimentary food.
Indeed.
By the Lone Star Cookers. So y'all pull up, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Lone Star Cookers, excellent barbecue.
We'll be celebrating not only their 13th anniversary, we'll be celebrating, because it's the day after. We'll be celebrating Dylan Harper. Maybe Dylan Harper could come out.
Well, okay. I'm glad you brought this up.
Because the draft is the day before, so we'll be celebrating having the number 2 overall pick, or we'll be celebrating getting Giannis. I don't know.
All right. Gun to head. What are we going to be talking about at Slackers that next day?
Harper.
Is Kevin Durant?
Again, I'm not
Kevin Durant going to be a Spur by the 26th?
So, I'm glad you brought that up, Mike, because we talked Saturday. And
I don't know what to think anymore.
Yeah, Shams was like, it's Miami, New York, Minnesota. Then Sunday, Sham throws us back in the loop with KD. Like Saturday, he had us out.
That's not Woj-like behavior to flip-flop one day to the next.
Who said? You know what? Giannis tweeted that. Man, don't y'all miss Woj?
Giannis did?
Giannis tweeted that.
Oh.
Giannis tweeted that. Well, damn, don't y'all miss
Well,
Woj?
dude, he reported opposite things in 24-hour period.
Yeah, so
Now,
then
but
Sunday,
that-
by yesterday, the Spurs were back in the KD hunt, according to Shams.
But he's earned that. Shams has earned.
Shams is
his
legit.
spot.
He's not. He's not.
legit.
Yeah, he's not. He's not a
Yes.
Jag.
He's given. Here's the thing: the clubs don't know right now on a day to. The teams change day to day.
Right.
Shams is just reporting how the trade rumors are going on a given day.
Right.
Because like the Spurs probably don't know on a given day. The Suns damn sure don't know who they're going to trade him to on a given day.
No.
And it changes. KD may change his mind. So I'm giving Sham shit, but I'm ready for it to play out, Rudy. I'm beaten down by it. I don't love the idea of KD coming here. I know y'all may think I'm nuts, and I understand that. For all the
You're
reasons
not
we've
you're not
talked
alone.
about,
I mean, majority would love him, but there's a lot of people that also like, I don't want that.
I don't even know if it's not even like, I don't know. It's not that I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't love it. And I talked about that with my dad and my brother, lifelong Mavericks fans. Even my dad was like, what's the point?
Right.
I don't either. I don't know what the point is, because will Kevin Durant be here? If he comes here now, will he still be here in 3 years? And if not, what's the point? Are you going to win the title between now and then? No, I don't think so, unless you have other things up your sleeve.
Yeah.
I just don't know. And you've got the Wemby dynamic and the people you bring in right now. The Spurs are in this weird area where they want to win now, but without mortgaging the future and pissing and alienating Victor Wembanyama all at the same time. I don't envy their position right now.
If you're not having to give up, if you're keeping Harper, Wemby, and Castle, it doesn't hurt to bring in KD. Everybody else can go. Like if that, everybody else can go. So if I'm keeping and Fox, obviously. So if I'm keeping those four guys, it don't hurt me to bring in KD. So I don't think it's a, well, what's the point thing? I get where y'all are coming from, but I just feel like if we're not giving up the core four, I call them that. I like that. If I'm not giving up the core four, why not? We'll just plug and play vets. See what happens.
Yeah.
I guess that's the mindset. I don't know. And to answer your question, will KD be a Spur next week? I'm going to say yes. You're putting a gun to my head and I'd pick, I've been wrong before. I don't care about being wrong. If you're putting a gun to my head and he's traded, let's say he is actually traded next week, I think it'll be to the Spurs.
I do not believe he's going to come here.
We're gun ahead.
I think
it's it's a better opportunity that he just ends up with Phoenix until the season starts.
And I don't have some sort of inside deep throat source.
No, me neither.
But I just, following them for 18 years or whatever it is.
They don't do this stuff.
I just don't see them doing this.
That's fair.
I just don't. I because I think that they will, at the end of the day, I think the Spurs are going to agree with me. Mark this tape so we can play it back next week when KD's a Spur.
I know, right?
I just don't believe. I think that the Spurs, they're more on my side of he'll be 37 in September. What is the point? It's not like he's going to come in and just open up everything so much that they go to the conference finals next year, And does KD want to just be in a play-in game at 37, 38 years old? Or does he want to go to somewhere where they have a legit opportunity to chase the title? And that's in Houston. And even Miami, because the East is so winnable, not San Antonio.
The only pushback I'll give you is the Thunder went from getting swept by the Mavericks to 2 games from winning the finals in 1 year. So I'm not saying they're going to win a title next year, Mike, but I am saying that if KD comes and they keep the core 4, they could be close to a conference final. They could be close to a conference final next year.
This thing can't even get to the play-in game. And you think KD's going to make that much of a difference?
And Castle and Wemby and Fox and Harper.
Well, that's counting on development from within too.
Yes.
Well, I guess
right.
We'll see. I believe he winds up.
They did again. There's no one tougher on them than me. They won 34 with Wemby out most of the time. Sohan was out. Castle wasn't getting playing time.
Mm-hmm.
Fox didn't come till February.
Yep.
So and they got to 34.
Okay.
So I mean, with plug and play pop stroke, and they got to 34 with, you know what I mean? That makes sense.
Yeah, and it put them in the lottery.
No, I'm saying like there was a lot that went wrong, and they
You're
still
right.
they still improved by
For sure.
12 wins.
I don't think Kevin Durant's all-around game at his age and at his price are the smart thing to do. It's not the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I think that's probably where we disagree the most. I
All
think
right.
his game is still great. I
Okay.
think he's still very.
Well,
I think he's still very good.
and I think the only reason that they consider this is because he's still one of the top 3 or 4 shooters in the league.
Something like that.
And they don't have any. It's the worst
Yeah.
shooting 3-point team in the league. Well,
Damn.
certainly one of them
One
for
of
sure.
them.
We can't shoot threes for shit.
But we jack up a lot of
And
them.
as we know, it's the most important stat in the NBA: threes made in a game.
Yeah.
That's where you start with a box score.
Gosh,
these
I
days.
hate that, but it's
That's
true.
where it
That's
begins.
where we are.
Yeah, threes made is how you win games. All right, we are getting ready for a big party we're having for ourselves on Saturday night. It is the first ever in the building live show. Not on the channel, although I'm sure it'll get recorded, right, Bouquet, and played later on down
Hopefully.
the line, maybe.
I hope.
Hopefully.
Maybe it doesn't get recorded.
It would be better that way for the people to go. They'd like it.
I understand.
Great point.
I mean, maybe we can record it and drop it in 6 months or something for funsies.
And maybe it members only. Who knows?
It could be, yeah. So Saturday night is an exclusive evening with Rudy and me, and Bouquet, who'll be out there helping run things, and Nina Duran of Bean and Cheese Me, Cameron Undercover, another local comic, will open up the show for me and Rudy. 5 o'clock is the VIP inside the giant double-decker bus that Rudy and I got to go check out
That was a cool bus.
over the weekend.
Very cool bus.
Went up to Lion and Rose where we're going to do this on Saturday. Checked out the scene. Took a look at the room we're going to be in. That's going to be really. I love the room we're going to be in. I loved it.
It's intimate.
Very intimate, but you also we're going to be behind a closed curtain, but not like you can't go to the other parts of the restaurant if you want to. Take advantage of the
patio,
entire
whatever.
bar. They have an outdoor patio. It's going to be a really good scene Saturday, an exclusive evening with me and Rudy, doing content that we've never done for the most part.
You gonna put that on me? You just made me nervous.
Oh, you made me nervous Saturday when Rudy's like, "Oh, I've been working on content." I'm like, "Oh shit, I ain't even thought about content." I have.
I just said that in front of Nathaniel, so he wouldn't panic.
Oh, really? Well, thank you, Anthem TV. They're the ones putting this
This is
on.
Anthem TV.
I'm excited, and I'm thrilled that we're doing this. I can't wait. If we get 10 people that show up, I swear to God, I'll be happy with it. And also, Rudy and I, we have a major
Shit, we do.
announcement
Another one.
that we're going to make.
Just call us DJ Khaled.
Saturday night.
Another one.
During the live show. So come out, hang out, check out Nina, check out Cameron. They got 3 different. If you for ticket holders, you've got 3. You got choices on the menu, 3 different choices, beer specials, drink specials. If you go early and get the VIP tickets, you get to hang out with us. Bouquet, if you can, put the link to the tickets if you already haven't already. Yep. 5 o'clock, we hang out in the bus and drink a couple of beers.
Oh, it's right there.
And then at 6, we'll move inside to the setup where we're going to be inside for dinner, and then we'll get the show rolling around 7:30 ish. And we won't keep you all night. I know that the flyer says 5 to 11.
Insane.
Those are tentative times.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a tentative time. So that's this Saturday. I'm excited for it, and come out and hang out with us. And it's an intimate evening with Rudy and Mike on Saturday night. All right, show brought to you in part by SunSafe Auto Solutions. I think they bought 2 VIP tickets.
They did, and he was sending us some stuff when Chief was here that we'll show y'all tomorrow.
Okay, very good. SunSafe is just, man, this is a partnership that I'm so stoked about. This is week 2 of our relationship, I think,
Right.
or something like that, of being in partners and in bed with SunSafe Auto Solutions. They do window tinting. They do PPF treatment on your paint to make sure that they can put this stuff on your paint that doesn't affect your car at all, other than it protects it from road weariness, road rocks, gravel, these kind of little things that come up and just kind of chip on your car. This miracle sauce they have totally protects your car from those kinds of things.
That's what he was talking about this morning. Your door cups. Have you ever paid attention to your door cup all the scratches they get on there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you the pictures tomorrow, but if you need those door cups PPF'd for in the building people, they're going to do them for $50.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's normally 100 to 150
for the door cups.
Yeah, the door cups. So it's
All
normally 100 to 150, but for in the building, if you want to get those door cups, because that looks nasty.
Door cups, CUP.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you
yeah.
call that.
Yeah,
Let me
door
see the
cups.
photo we sent you. Oh, yeah, like
you know,
inside.
Yeah, it gets all ugly.
It gets ugly.
So
Sometimes
you get that
your keys scratch
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
you get that PPF if you're in the building for only
All right, cool.
$50. It's normally
Badass.
100 to
All
150.
right, very cool.
So yeah, I was looking at I washed my wife's car this weekend, and her door cups look bad. So yeah, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. That car will need it done on that one. You know, hopefully get rid of that one soon. But $50 for in the building people, and as he's did for 21 for life, you mentioned in the building, no matter what you're doing, he's gonna give you a little something off.
Nice. It's SunSafe Auto Solution 210-393-5088. All right. Let's get violent on this show. Shall we, Bouquet?
Why not?
Here on In the Building.
What am I doing?
You're on.
There we go.
Now, it's time for People I Want to Punch on In the Building.
Burst.
You go first.
All right.
Can I go first?
Oh.
shit!
Oh,
I'm hesitant.
You know, I'm happy that you take initiative, but I'm still I'm in that point where I get afraid every time you take initiative.
Yeah, same.
Although I'm happy you do. So sure, Bouquet, who you punching today?
I would like to put out a warning if you have children watching this show. This is the 5 minutes that you should mute the TV
God.
and not let them listen to this, because I would like to punch Craig Breslow, the chief baseball operator of the Boston Red Sox, for being the biggest dumb fuck I've ever seen in a human being ever.
You try to call this Luka. Don't do that. Luka is the top 5 player in the league.
Rafael Devers is the top 10 player in baseball. He
Okay.
is. It is just astonishing how stupid people are in the sport of baseball. How stupid you can be to run a baseball team. Any slapdick, dumb fuck reliever can do it. And now we have fucking dumbasses running the Boston Red Sox. It is pathetic. They trade their best player for fucking scraps and a salary dump, which is pathetic. The Red Sox are a fucking joke, and Craig Breslow should be stoned and arraigned in a public
But
court
if
of
he's
opinion.
a bad guy in the locker room, Jose, chemistry is everything in baseball. It's sports.
Fuck that. Fuck that. You know, I'm sure
He
Mike.
almost has a Boston accent right
I'm sure fucking
Fuck,
Michael.
this voice is some shit.
I'm sure Michael Irvin was a bit of a prick in the locker room, fucking out there partying it up, snorting up half of fucking Columbia in the fucking 80s, but fucking Jimmy Johnson found a way to make it work.
A lot of cursing.
It's unbelievable how just stupid people can be running a baseball team.
Oh,
it is
boy.
a joke. And guess what, guys? The Boston Red Sox play the San Francisco Giants this Friday for a fucking series. And Rafael Devers is going to shove it up their ass for 3 games. And it's going to piss me off even more. Punch Craig Breslow for being a dumb
Damn,
fuck.
so he got a Nico Harrison situation up
Can
there.
I go second?
Absolutely.
I want to punch San Francisco Giants Rafael Devers.
Oh,
For being
shit.
such a
This is good.
fucking asshole.
This is good. I
Both
like
people can be right.
A gigantic
Both things can be right.
prick.
Yeah.
Both things can be
to
right.
the point where the Boston Red Sox, one of the premier organizations in sports in America, have no choice but to dump your ass because you are such a fucking black cancer in the clubhouse.
Is he
They
that
may
bad?
not be as talented, but I'll guarantee you the Red Sox room today is a lot less tense and full of bullshit than it was. And I'll bet Boston gets hot and wins the series over the Giants this weekend.
I hope so, because they just beat the fucking stupid
You
Yankees.
this is a guy who has done nothing but bitch and bitch and bitch after they gave him a $328 million deal. Oh, he got butt hurt when they brought Alex Bregman in. Didn't want to switch positions because they brought Bregman in. Finally agrees to switch positions. So that's fine. Everything's okay for now. Their first baseman gets hurt. They go to him.
Oh,
hey,
this
man,
guy.
would you mind playing first?
He's like, no, I'm the
we need
DH.
somebody. He's like, fuck you. I switched to DH for you. Ain't going to play first base. He publicly rips the organization, which is so asinine and unprofessional and bullshit. This is the Boston Red Sox. It don't matter who the fuck you are. They traded Mookie Betts.
Is he talented, though?
Yes.
He's the best player on the team, and he's been
They
playing
traded
phenomenal.
Mookie Betts a year after he won the MVP.
Well, that was just because they're fucking idiots as well.
Well, but you can
Yeah,
make
that was stupid.
that trade may have been stupid, but they've stayed competitive ever since.
Yeah.
They're the Boston Red Sox. They're always going to outspend everybody but two clubs in the league. They'll miss him, but they're not going to start losing because of him. He's a cancer. They had to get rid of him. Where it got to the point where they're trading him, Jose. My suspicion is guys in the room were tired of him too.
Maybe.
And it was unprofessional. And so Punch Devers, I think both are fine. And
Two things can
we'll
be
see
right.
at the end of the year who winds up being ultimately right. But Devers did make it easier on your general manager. Basically, strong-armed him and forced his way out of the ball club by bitching publicly. We don't know. Who knows what we don't know? I'm punching Devers.
I got nothing. That was great.
All right, thank you.
I got nothing.
Thank
That was
you to-
great.
thank
Oh, I
you to
know. That was
Orlando
awesome.
Kill.
Listen, why would I mess that up? Sometimes you got to know when to get out the way
All
as a
right.
good host.
Thank
That
you
was
to
great.
Mr. Kell, the official family lawyer up in the building. If it's to the point where it's affecting other members of the family, maybe the clubhouse or your living room, and it's in the best interest of the kids and the rest of the organization to divorce like the Sox and Rafael did, Orlando Kell's the guy. 210-775-4995, the official family lawyer. I've been in the building, an OG supporter of our show. We love Orlando Kell. It may not be the most ideal situation if you have to call him. I understand that. But when it's over, you'll be glad you did. This man is a stud. He's been doing this for 26 plus years in our town. It's Orlando Kell. Email the office at orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. All right, Bookie. Just a quick little
What?
Bookie bet here real quick. How's Ohtani going to do tonight? He's pitching tonight against the Padres.
He is.
How do you think Ohtani? All right, so what's the over-under on innings pitched? I'm sure he's on a pitch count, though, isn't
There
he?
won't be more than 5.
Is he on a pitch count?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume he goes 4 innings max.
All right. Are you sure he's not going to do one of these little spot starts, do 2 innings just to, no matter what happens, and take him out just to get him out there?
I think that'll be the case, but for 4 innings.
All right, I'm going to go under on 4 innings. I'm going to take the under.
I'll go under.
One time around the order.
Yeah, out of an exuberance of caution, the Dodgers will yank him after 3 probably. Or I think 4 innings. I'm going to go under slightly on how long Ohtani
And Rudy, they
lasts.
need him to actually pitch. They're at the point where he has to be good for them.
Yeah, they're
God.
not. It's the first half of the season.
They're
Yeah,
They're
but
going
they
through the
haven't-
motions.
They're not running away with the West at this
No,
point.
and
they're tough.
they're pacing themselves. They're still handling road lizards.
Mhm.
They'll buckle down here in August.
They're a game up on the Padres, who are a very good team, and the Giants just picked up a really, really, really good hitter. So
Yeah, I think I don't know what they've got planned, but I think this is one of those spot start 2 inning things. You
Yeah.
know? And I think and Inspire 90 says that's what he's hearing too, and he's a massive Dodger follower every day.
I want to let you guys know that I will never be the same person after.
You
after
will
yesterday.
too. They traded Mookie Betts.
I will never be the same person I was. You know, Rudy, I too went out to golf Sunday. I had a great time. I beat the rain. We left right as it was coming.
Good job.
And then I wanted to drive off 1604
Oh my
and just
God!
set myself on fire just 2 hours
Oh my
later.
God! Well, then go get a Giants jersey and switch teams.
Mike, I've got this dumbass Red Sox tattoo.
Oh wait, you do?
I'm a fucking
Let me
dumb
see your
bitch.
tattoo.
You have a Red Sox team?
I didn't know you had
We've
it.
talked about this.
Turn it around. I've forgotten. I have ADHD.
I have the
I can't
outline
see
of
it.
I have outline of Fenway Park on.
Are you serious?
Damn.
Oh, that's the outline of Fenway? I thought it was a
Yes.
really terrible Texas.
No, I have the outline of Fenway Park. I also have 420 tattooed on me. Shout
What's
out
420?
the distance between from center to home. It's
Yeah.
also a weed thing too. It's funny.
Okay,
It's also
get
funny.
over it. You will.
I
You're
won't.
a Red Sox
I will
fan.
never.
It's
Damn,
the
Jose.
name on the front, dude.
I'll never get over
This
it.
organization traded Babe Ruth. It's fine.
Yeah,
You'll
now we've
live.
done it. Now we did it 2 more times.
Oh,
We did it 2 more times. Last time it was because the guy wasn't going to re-sign. Fine. This time we had him for fucking 9 years.
One of the Red Sox in town to play the Rangers or the Astros.
The fucking Rangers, they already played at the beginning of the season. The
Oh, it's
Astros, they
over.
come in like July.
Let's go out to a Red Sox game. Let's do it.
I'm just gonna be so angry. I don't want to see this team. I'm so angry because I have to watch this.
This
bullshit.
is legit anger.
You got to
I
stop.
have to 162 games of investment. I have to watch this team every game, and now I have to watch it without the best player because of some dumb fuck running this team.
Oh
Is
whose
this
my
the
God.
weed?
emotions
Are we
and
on
feeling got
WEI?
hurt?
He needs me.
Oh my God, my feelings got hurt. Oh, Rafael Devers made me look like an asshole. Fuck you,
Oh,
Craig Devlin,
my.
you fucking loser.
This is unfortunate.
What a
Mijo,
loser.
you'll be fine. It's just going through the phases.
Yeah, it's all right.
There's-
It's morning.
It's the 5 phases.
Yeah, it's 5 phases.
And we're only in like phase 2.
I'm
One.
never gonna. This is. I'm
Well,
never
phase
gonna.
1. What's phase 1? Denial.
Yeah.
No.
I sat.
No. This
Mike.
is wrong. This is a prank.
Yes, that's true.
I'm
That's what
being
happened.
pranked.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Mike, I
Yes.
took an hour sports walk, and then I sat in the shower for 30 minutes, just sitting
That's
there,
the longest shower you've taken.
butt
ever in
ass
your life.
naked,
Sat
just
down
scrolling on my Twitter. Oh yeah,
with water
shower.
just coming down.
Oh
on
yeah,
you.
yeah. And just scrolling my phone, let it get wet, just scrolling Twitter. Like, is this real? I took an hour walk. I don't walk. I don't fucking do exercise. I hate that.
Okay, you got over bets.
Because we were gonna. He was 1 year gone, and that was COVID. Who cares? I was trying to survive. I was trying to survive life. I have to watch this team now with a full stadium and bullshit.
All
For,
this cursing.
God.
When you came from Venezuela, was the cussing the first thing you learned? Because that's
yes,
Of course.
That's
shout out
how
to
we
Viva
learned-
La Bam.
That's how
How
we
to learn
learned Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah, so y'all learned the English cuss words because
Viva La Bam and Predator Don Vito.
My goodness. Well, I apologize for everything that's going on. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You'll be okay.
It'll be all right.
Well, when do the Giants come to town? We should go see the Giants. Or
Who
will you
knows?
will you be able to watch them in person play for the Giants, or will that be
I
too
don't want
much?
to. I don't want to watch West Coast
All right.
baseball because if it's the
Okay.
Dodgers, it's Mookie Betts. It's the Padres, it's Xander Bogaerts, and now it's the Giants with Rafael Devers. It's all stupid. Sports are dumb. I don't know why we do this.
They
Fucking
are.
ridiculous. Tatum rips his Achilles. This happens.
Yeah,
Liverpool sells my favorite players.
the Bruins are not good.
Brad Marchand gets traded, and now he's going to win MVP of the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, he is. He's
Put
a
me out
stud.
back and fucking blow my brains out.
And you're a
Rudy.
Jets fan.
Yeah. We've Justin Fields as our quarterback. Who fucking...
That's the part that throws me for a loop. How are you not a Patriots fan?
Because they were too
want,
good.
He didn't want to be on the
They were
bandwagon.
too. Oh, time out. They were too good.
Yeah,
I
Tom
respect-
Brady's a pretty boy asshole.
I
and Bill
respect
Belichick's a
that
prick.
about him, actually.
So I'm picking up on something
respect
as a closet psychiatrist.
He likes losers.
Yes, you
I-
don't. You can't help. You don't want championships.
May-
You want to be able to bitch.
Maybe the guys in the chat are right, and I've been
So
saying it for a
typical.
weekend now. Maybe I have a humiliation kick. Maybe I just love this. Maybe this is what I just get off on.
But the Celtics just won it, so
A humiliation kink.
Yeah, I just love being put down, spat on by my favorite
The
team.
Red Sox
I
have won
love it.
4 world titles in the last 18 years. The Celtics are 13 months from a championship. I know next season's a wash. They're going to fix it. They're the Celtics. I'm so oh, poor bastard.
Yeah, you should. Thank
My
you.
basketball team we can't even get to the fucking play-in game for 6 years in a row.
But you have Wemby.
So
you're right.
I don't have nice things. I can't have nice things because
Yeah,
they
the
get traded away for
MVP.
garbage
the MVP of the league a year ago, and they won the title.
with one Achilles.
Oh,
He doesn't have
Poor
two
bastard.
functioning Achilles anymore.
pobre Jose, you
Thank
need a
you.
joint, dude. You need a
Maybe.
yummy.
And Edmonton's
You need
on
to
the
go.
verge of losing the Stanley
Oh
Cup.
yeah, I
to
fucking have
this
money
guy
on that.
Marchand, who's on the
God.
Panthers, former Bruin.
Exactly.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Did
It's
you like
everything's
that
a
Game
joke.
5 performance from Big Marchand the other night?
Yeah, I
The
get
little
it.
ball of hate, all 5'7" of him.
My favorite Bruin too. I love Brad Marchand. I'd
Of
lick.
course, he's a badass. He's a hothead.
He's 5'5". He's a badass. He licks people. He's awesome. And he gets traded to the
He
perfect
quit
team
licking
for him.
guys. He got over that. That was a thing he had.
Lick?
He would lick you
Yeah.
on the court. On
What
the
do you
ice.
mean?
He'd go up to guys while they were in the check, like in the corners, and he'd lick their face.
Yeah, you should
with them.
fuck with them. Yeah, I'd do that.
Well, you know you would. He did it to be a dick and get under their
It's
skin.
nasty. Freaking disgusting.
We're
Yeah.
gonna pivot. We're gonna pivot to
Let's
the NBA.
pivot.
Let's pivot to the NBA Finals here.
Did
All
y'all
right.
take the Pacers with the points like I told y'all to?
I did.
See?
No, I was with you. I believe.
No, I
you.
know.
Yeah, I was in. And
I mean-
tonight, though, what is it tonight? OKC by 7 or 8?
What's the line tonight, Jose? I'm gonna make some people some money.
It's probably 7 or 8.
I think it's 9.5.
Wow.
But they got the Thunder winning by 9.5.
Damn.
I got Thunder winning the game, but take the Pacers to cover that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 9.5.
No, they're not beating the Pacers by 10. They're not beating the Pacers by 10. No. They win, but they're not beating them by 10. I take OKC to win, Pacers to cover, like I've been doing this whole series. It's been Christmas gifts this whole series.
It's playing out
and I don't
for you.
even know how to gamble.
So, and right now, it's playing out the way you said. So, you got home teams winning the next 3 nights?
Yeah.
With OKC
It's
winning
going
game 7?
Yeah, a tough game 7. Well, this has been good quality basketball, man.
The series has been amazing.
I love
the
it.
The level of play has been sensational. The games have been great basketball, and I have no doubt that tonight we'll have the best game of the series. I think
Game 5 is always a big game.
because both teams know it's huge. Indiana does not want to put themselves in a scenario where they're down 3-2 and have to win 2 straight.
Right. Good point.
I'm not sure anybody can win 2 straight in this series.
That's the problem. Neither team loses 2 straight.
Right.
So if you're going by that, Oklahoma in 7.
Yeah. Go with the math.
Yeah, go with the math, man.
But however it shakes
But
down, we'll be by the
How
channel.
about Orlando and the Grizzlies fucking up the finals?
TCU zone. I'm happy to see it. So Des Bain is going to the Magic, a rising team in the East. Dare I say?
Yeah. Now, Matt brought up a point in the chat saying, did Orlando mess up the damn trade market?
Well, I think
by giving up.
Well, I think Memphis has been that third party team that's trying to make some other trades work. They got tired of waiting and decided to trade Bain. I'm happy for Bain, obviously as a TCU man, but I think they fucked up a couple of other teams' plans.
I wonder what's
Hey,
going
they're running
on.
their
Why?
company.
I wonder why they feel like. I mean, I guess
The Magic jumped
it
in
was
there out of nowhere.
Bain, Jackson, and Morant.
Mhm.
I thought they had something. I mean, obviously they didn't look good in the playoffs, but I'm interested they gave up on the 3 that quick, and now I guess you just go with like the role player type. KCP won a title with the Lakers. They haven't really gotten over losing him. A 2-way guy that can hit the open 3. Cole Anthony, Greg Anthony's son, solid player. So I guess they're looking to fill in role player type roles up there in Memphis to shake things up because
Memphis is a shit organization that shouldn't have a team.
No disagreement there.
They every time they have any players worth a shit, they can't keep them
Right.
because no one wants to play in that organization. It's one of those sucker fish organizations. I hate Memphis. Orlando. I say Orlando because of Orlando.
Right.
Orlando
Right.
has been horrible for a long time, but it's not for lack of trying.
No,
They just make the wrong decisions a lot. Memphis doesn't give a shit about winning. They can't keep anybody. But you know what? Orlando's going to be in this position now in the future. Will Paolo
love
want
Paolo.
to stay?
Good point.
You know, is Desmond Bain happy? Is he going to want to stay there long term with Paolo and keep going, keep building something in Orlando? You can come out of the East.
Yeah.
You don't have to be right now anyway. Great to come out of the East.
That's
Shit,
fair.
Miami could jump right back to the top
If
next
they
year.
get KD.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, sure. So I'm excited. Series has been great. Of course, all the sidebar stories make it great too. I love how the NBA does it, where the finals go right up to the draft. So just to keep interest in the games,
Trying to do a little NFL.
you got all the trade rumors and all of the who's pissed and this kind of thing. You see Magic, what he said over the weekend?
Which part?
Magic Johnson.
No, I saw his interview.
Magic called Luka out
Said if you got to win a title, right? It's not enough.
and said that he's heard that it's true Luka's not in the best shape. And he said, this is the Los Angeles Lakers. This ain't Dallas, is what Magic said. Quoted. This ain't Dallas.
Respect.
Although Dallas traded his ass. He said, this ain't Dallas. We're the Lakers. We should not have to tell you to stay in shape. No one told Kobe Bryant to stay in shape. He just did.
Damn.
We should not have to tell you to stay in shape, which tells
So
me
this-
that Magic's been told he fat.
So this is a real thing.
Yeah, this is a real thing. You know, and I know that, and I spent 3 months bashing
Joker's
the
not in
Mavericks.
great shape either, though.
Well, I've spent 3 months bashing the Mavericks and having fun at their expense in the Nico thing and feeling bad for my family members.
Right.
But, I mean, that was under the assumption that Luka was going to get his shit together. But if Magic's still hearing that Luka's not in the best shape here in July, I mean, that's a problem, man. And we could live to see the day where Nico Harrison winds up
Looking
in
like
a
a genius.
crazy-ass way, looking like a victim almost. Not even really a genius. Just, hey, he had no choice. He had to do what he had to do because the guy wouldn't get right.
Makes sense.
Is it possible
I've
that we
seen
look
video-
at Nico as a martyr one of these days when he gets fired eventually? Or a victim who had to undergo 6 months of the entire country bashing him
Yeah.
because Luka Doncic simply won't stay in shape? It's possible.
I
But
seen
they
Luka in the
did
gym.
go to
I
the
seen,
They went to
yeah.
the finals a year ago.
I seen Luka in the gym this summer already, man. Squat.
Nah, I think Magic's being an old man. Let it play out, Magic.
Yeah.
Unless he's been told.
But
Unless he's
Magic,
been
like
told,
Magic,
he ain't
just
good.
man, like man, you got to win titles. I don't care if he has a dad bod, but you got to win.
Sure.
Like
Doncic-
Joker gets to do it because he's won. But
Right.
once Luka wins a title, we won't mention his body again.
Doncic's body it keeps him banged up a lot.
It keeps him banged
Joker
up.
never is never hurt. Never.
Right. And there's no, again, I don't know, man. There's a lot that goes into having Luka on your team.
There's a lot. You're right about that.
And
He's a
that-
lot.
He's a lot.
Like Joker doesn't get into shit with the refs constantly.
Oh
Doesn't bitch at fans the way Luka does. It's entertaining, but Nico Harris, and we went through all these different. You know, we spent since February on this.
Yeah.
Maybe what did Nico know, or maybe they're just this is all a big ploy to move the team. I'm not letting Nico off the hook because you trade him to the freaking Lakers. You trade him to your best buddy's team.
That's
That whole
what
thing-
was shitty about it.
That one was shitty.
And then you got Cooper Flag, so everybody's like, "Oh, this is a bunch of bullshit."
Right. If Cooper Flag is even close to,
I don't know if he's Luka.
well, but if he's close to being an all-star caliber player, it's a lot of ifs. And if Anthony Davis can finally stay healthy, which he never does.
He never does.
Kyrie's 9 months away from playing. There's a lot of ifs. Dallas could still wind up being really good at the end of this, or they're going to have Cooper Flag and nobody else, and they're going to be in the lottery every year. And Cooper Flag's going to want to leave. What a scenario! But I think maybe both were in the wrong. The way Nico handled it, like you said, shitty the way Dallas did it. But Luka shouldn't have put himself in the position.
No.
Perhaps. But then you see all this other shit about Nico where he's firing the training staff, shitting on all these different kinds of people, firing guys over the phone when their mom's on their deathbed, this kind of thing. That ain't got nothing to do with Luka Doncic.
That has nothing to do with Luka.
No.
Yeah.
All right, had a good time Saturday. Had a busy weekend.
I even saw Jose come out. He brought his bottle in
yeah,
here.
Big Bouquet went out. I took care. You can make sure. I was supposed to meet you yesterday, so you give that to your pops. I guess you're gonna give it to him today.
Yeah.
All right. Better late than ever.
Hmm.
Bookie was distracted by the big trade. It's understandable. He's upset. Went out there myself about 45 minutes. We've got pictures to prove it too. Rudy does too. There's Rudy. That's Texas Cheer Liquor #1 you're seeing there on your screen. Out on.
Who's that guy? Who's that
Go.
handsome guy with me?
That's Mr. Singh.
Mr. Singh losing some weight, looking good.
Mr. Singh. There's
What up, Russell?
Mr.
GC
Fox.
Services up in the building.
Mr. Fox. Very good.
That's another listener. That is Wayne. He's always in the chat. That's
Okay.
Wayne.
What's up, Wayne?
Wayne almost got to suck my balls earlier, so it's nice
What?
to see.
Wayne almost got a suck my balls earlier.
Yeah, he
Okay,
said
I'm
something
glad he
that
did. All
said
right.
something that got me in the heat of moment. I almost let him have it. but
That's the
it's-
engraver right there.
That was the engraver,
That
yes.
was cool.
But it's nice to see you.
Did
Wayne.
you get
Thank
mine? I sent you one or two. It's okay if you
Yes.
don't.
He
Oh,
has
here
it.
I am. I went out there. That's Bouquet's. I picked it up for his dad. And then I got one made for my pops. My pops is a margarita man, so there's that repo I got him. And I mentioned in the building to get my 5%.
Did you get your
off.
5%?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
And then I
good.
went outside and got that sucker engraved, too. So good times at Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store 7 locations. We had good times. We did the engraving on Saturday out at number 1, but they got 7 of them, and there's the map.
And shout out to In the Building. Y'all really showed up, man. That's a tough location to get to if you don't live where I live. So appreciate y'all coming out, man. That's not an easy drive, so appreciate y'all.
That's the furthest one west, isn't it?
Yeah, it's out there. That's the OG. Been there 12 years.
Yes, sir. Awesome. When's their birthday? Does Mr.
Oh,
Singh know the
good
birthday?
question.
Should ask him.
I'm sure he does.
Well, don't forget, every little gold star you see there is a Texas Cheer Liquor, and every single one of them, no matter what you get, 5% off when you mention In the Building. All right? In the Building. Okay. What a wild-ass weekend it's been. Going back to having the Chief on, not just in sports, but in this world. You know, we don't talk a lot of news on this show.
Sometimes. It depends.
That Paramvidal dam scene.
Yeah, that was awful.
That's 3 miles from my apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to live over there.
Normally when someone wipes out in heavy water, I'm not trying to be a dick, but my thoughts are that was a mistake. That driver shouldn't have done that.
But sometimes it wasn't. That wasn't the
And
case.
I even get on folks, quit going in this high water because you put Chief Frausto's guys at risk when you do this. You know, you're putting first responders' lives at risk when your dumbass goes in high water idiotically. This thing that happened on the bridge, though,
I don't think it
when
was.
you have 12 folks die in one night in the same spot,
They're not all just
what
being.
in the
They're not
hell
all being
happened?
reckless, right?
what? I think that they all get like backed
above my
up
pay
and they
grade.
couldn't back up and get out of the way of the rushing water.
I think so.
I think they all
That's what
got
it seemed like.
jammed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe only Mother Nature is to blame here, and there's no human error. But maybe not rebuild that freaking bridge. That can't happen.
Right.
What a tragedy!
Tragedy, dude.
My
Awful.
God,
Thoughts with
13
all those
people
people's
dead all
families.
in one day, 12 in one site, and you're reading about how they're calling their loved ones. I don't think I'm going to make it. The water's rushing over the bridge. I'm stuck. I got cars in front and behind me. My God, and these cars just got slammed down into the gully, and then just got toppled and carried by water for like a mile. What a sitch.
Yeah,
Poor
man.
Chief Frausto.
What a week.
The police and rescue. Oh, my God, what a week.
Well, speaking of the weekend, I know my
Yeah.
wife had a fashion show Saturday, and it just so happened to be
Really?
it was downtown, so I got to see.
Did y'all have it?
Yo, no, she did a fashion.
show invite.
Oh man, I didn't want to bother anybody, man.
Wait,
It was like it was. I mean, it was cool. It was a good time.
okay,
But it was first of all, it was downtown.
Okay.
I didn't, and it was a pain to get into.
Oh, you mean 7 minutes from where I live? Downtown?
I didn't want to bother.
Did the protest get in the way?
Yeah.
Did it mess it up?
Yeah, it didn't mess it up, but it made it a nightmare traffic wise.
Oh.
But everything we saw, we were paying attention. Everything we saw was, I don't know what everybody else saw, but everything we saw was peaceful.
Okay.
Just a bunch of people protesting.
All right. Well, and I said this on Friday. We're not Antifa. We're not the Proud Boys. We don't want that shit here. Greg Abbott sent the Guard in here, which pissed a lot of people off. I thought it was overkill, but maybe it helped. I don't know, looking back. All I know is this. Me and Rudy both said Friday, exercise your constitutional right.
Yes.
Have a protest. Go for it. Let's not be L.A. Let's not, and poor L.A. It ain't like the entire city's
No, it's
rioting or
not.
nothing. This ain't like Rodney King.
Right.
But anyway, I'm proud of our town. Hell, we had mariachis out. We turned it into a celebration of Mexicano culture. Is basically what that turned into.
Great point.
And the San Antonio police this morning tweeted out, a heartfelt thank you to the thousands of demonstrators and organizers who came together. You showed the nation how peaceful, respectful gatherings are done. We appreciate your cooperation and commitment to making our community proud. Hashtag San Antonio strong. Hashtag community unity. Hashtag SAPD. Yeah, good. No incidents. A couple of skirmishes. People get drunk.
Of course.
Dumbasses fight each other.
Yeah,
but there was no shootings.
Yeah.
There was no MAGA versus woke
Yeah.
riots and this kind of insanity. No cars got set on fire. We didn't do that shit here. So thank you for not making us look shitty
Mhm.
to the rest of the world. God knows that the news cycle the last week or so has
Ugh.
been awful. Two people had some
What
asshole.
you saw that?
You saw the
That's
Salt Lake
crazy.
City? We have people that watch us in Salt Lake City. Some asshole pulls out an AR-15, goes running to the crowd, and so like peacekeepers start firing at him. One of the peacekeepers accidentally shoots an innocent bystander, kills the poor guy. And then all hell breaks loose. Downtown LA looks horrible.
And then the young
Some
lady.
fucking asshole
Yeah.
assassinates a state senator in Minnesota, gravely wounds another senator in that state.
It was a weird week, man.
We have the weird, strange. Look.
Exactly,
of course,
Mike.
it's one thing to celebrate the Army's birthday, which I would proudly do myself as an American, but the president does it on his birthday to make it all about him. Of course, it was this weird,
It was a weird week.
It was a very old school, like monarchy-looking sitch we had in
was
D.C. It was very King George in the 30s and very. I don't want to compare. I'm not going to compare Trump to Hitler.
No,
but it was
yeah.
because a lot of other nations used to do this. It was very weird, very like
It was
1800s.
straight.
It's
He
just
said
been-
1800.
Rafael Devers gets traded.
Yeah, that was the worst thing that happened to me.
Desmond Bain gets traded. I mean, it
Which
was.
I'm happy for Bain. He wasn't going to win shit.
It was a terrible
Win
week.
shit at Memphis. It's been a crazy week. But at my house, had the best Father's Day I've had in
Wow,
years.
good.
Had good times at Line and Rose.
What was your oldest? Was she
good
working?
times at Texas Cheer. That girl, she had to work.
She had to work.
She spent the night with us last
Oh,
night.
good.
though. Yeah, she's at my apartment, probably still asleep in my guest bedroom right now. Oh, it's 11:30. She's asleep.
Good.
She's asleep.
I'm in such
Wild
a foul
ass.
mood. I
I
won't
got-
even ask how she is.
Yeah, I was with all
She's
three of my
fine.
babies. Yeah.
Thanks for
I
not
didn't,
asking.
I didn't ask because Rafael Devers is in the Red Sox, so who cares about anything?
All right.
Yeah, my Father's Day was great too.
I don't look. What happened?
Thank you, baby.
What happened over off Parent Vital and 410?
Awful.
Catastrophe that will be a part of our history forever.
My first apartment was off Starcrest, so those are my stomping
man.
grounds.
I'm not far from there. I'm in Alamo Heights, which is not far from there. And anyway, the weather's been wild. So I'm not trying to be insensitive, but life does go on. And I can't imagine the roof damage that's gone on in our town. Seriously.
Give me some.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm
Give me
just
some.
saying. I mean,
no, I know
yeah,
what
I'm
you mean.
segueing, but
It's true.
for real.
Reality, you got to get back to work. Right.
GC Roofing exists for weeks like this. These companies are in business because they're here to help you in this time. There's people that probably had tragedies too that just didn't have death, thank God, but they got hole in their roof. They got rainwater leaking in their damn house. GC Roofing would love to be the people you call on behalf of them and on behalf of in the building and our people. They would love to be the person that you call that will go out and take a look at your roof and assess the damage, a leak. Maybe you just need a patch, which is fine. They can do that too. Maybe you need a whole new roof. They can do that too. GC Roofing Services and Construction. They go from here to the coastline and back. They also partner with Lone Star Nano Services.
Which, if
Who
you
come and
use
put their
Lone
love
Star,
songs.
you don't have to do preventative work
Right.
because
absolutely.
we're always going to get weather. San Antonio is so bipolar. You
Mhm.
don't know, like yesterday, when the skies are going to open for an hour straight.
Right.
That's why you bring in Lone Star Nano Services to keep from having to get the roof this way. Do the preventive damage. It's like, pouring vinegar down your little AC thing or changing your filters. Do the preventative work with Nano Services. And then this way and also, if you do have to get a new roof, extend it by 15 years like the great Priscilla did. We appreciate Priscilla and her family.
Thank you,
So
Priscilla.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you. All right. That's it.
We're done.
We're done. Y'all be cool. Love it. Thank you so much. San Antonio Fire Chief Valerie Frausto.
Thank you, Chief.
That was awesome to have
was
her
cool.
hanging with us. And she was great. I could have had her the whole show if she'd have let me.
Yeah, she's a Cowboy fan.
She probably would have jumped right in here and all this NBA talk too. It would have been great.
I wouldn't have wanted to say all this things in front of her.
No, but
I wouldn't have let
no,
you.
I wouldn't
See,
let you.
I kept
either.
myself composed in front of her. I
Well,
least you got a
she's an
little.
Astros fan. She's probably still getting over the Bregman, who ironically is a Red Sox. It
Not for long.
happens.
Not for
It
long.
happens.
Not for long, Mike. He's going to opt out and leave too because we're a bunch
Jose,
of frauds.
You're a soccer fan. You should know. Don't be falling in love with the individual.
Don't fall in love with Luka Doncic got traded, bro.
There's
Kareem
there will-
Abdul-Jabbar.
There will never be another Steph Curry. There will never be another Kobe Bryant. There'll never be a guy like Aaron Judge
Yo,
who stays on
get
one
outta
team for
here.
the rest of his career.
Yeah.
It'll never
Oh,
be
no,
guys
no,
like
no.
Well,
You're right
okay,
about that.
then. No, you're right.
So then why are you
get
mad?
over it?
Because I want there to be, guys.
You're a
I
Red
want
Sox
there to be.
fan.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
We got work. We got other work.
We're
to do.
done.
Our job, man.
Love y'all hard. See you mañana. Thank you, Thunderdome. Thank you in the building.